Hi there, this is one of two videos I'm putting out at the same time. This one shows you how to make homemade paper, which is a great little project, and then the second one is how to make galling to write on it. Now I quite often make the paper out of nettles, which are very bountiful, but you can also use everything from grass to old flyers that come through the post. And it's also usual to add a thickener, something like boiling okra in it, or mallow leaves, or rice water. First of all, you need to grab yourself a good bag full. I mean, there's no exact science to this, but that should fit well in a medium pan and make you some good paper. And this is common mallow that you'll need to make the additive with. And these are the mallow leaves roughly chopped and in some water just to boil them down to make a liquid. I've got a mixture of fresh and frozen nettles in this pan. I'm just going to add a little water to it and put the heat under it gently. Just got it boiled down to a mush. You can just see the water level there just about covering it. Now you can add an alkali to the leaves to help break them down, but I've actually used an electronic stick here as well. I'm still going to put some in, but it just speeds the process up. I'm using soda crystals here, but bicarbonate soda will do just as good a job. Some people use lye, but for me that's quite a dangerous alkali to use. Then just have it on the low heat for a little while longer. Once you're happy with it, you strain it and rinse it. It's also a good time to pick out any stalky bits that might have been missed in the blitz. And you can add some weight as well to get rid of any excess water. And that's the pulp you're left with. That's what all the work's about. Now this is called a block and decal, and it's probably the only piece of specialist kit you need. And what it is, it's a two-part frame with a bifold like that. And then what you do, you put your metals in there that you've processed, and then when you pull it out of the water like that, you've got this mesh here that'll drain the water away, and then you can tip it onto some absorbent cloth or kitchen roll. If you haven't got this particular piece of kit, you could always utilise a garden sieve at a push. Here it is in a mixture of water and the mallow juice that I extracted, adding the mucilage to it. And what it does, it's supposed to give the paper a better texture. Notice that the water only comes up a little way, because then it gives you a little shimmy there to get it all nice and level without it disappearing. Just put about 2 wooden spoons worth in here, just to have a look. And what you can do, once it's spread out, just lift it a little bit, and you can see there's probably still a little bit too much in here in these corners, so I'll just scoop a bit out and go again. It's also useful to lift it up as well, because you can see where the lighter bits are. That's a bit more like it. I can just see a little bit of the mesh through there, so just spread that out a little bit like that. Yep, and that's good to turn out once it's had a little drip. So this is literally just a kitchen roll with a bit of old bed cover on it. So you open it out like this. You can either tip it in one quick movement, or I'm going to do it like this. This is a good chance with the mesh to get some of the moisture out with a bit of kitchen roll. There we go, and after a little quick dab, I'll lift it off. There we go. I'm going to fill the gaps while I can see them, because there's not many. Just put a bit of firewood on top just to help push the water out. Hello reflection. I've still got plenty of material left to make some more paper. So what I'll do, I'll sieve this out to get these bits out that have escaped through the mesh at the bottom. And if you don't use it all in one hit, you can put it back in the freezer. As I've only got a cheap block and decal, when I dry mine, I actually put 2 elastic bands round just in case it lets the wood warp. And so after a couple of days, this is what you'll get. It's pretty much there. What you'll find as well, because I did put quite a thin one here, there's a little bit of shrinkage which you'll get, which has made a couple of cracks here and there, but otherwise that's pretty good. You see it's quite flexible too. This one's pretty good and it's quite robust, but it isn't nettle. This is actually grass clippings, and I used the mallow leaves that I extracted the liquid from and put that in there too. This is really, really tough. This one is made of shredded kitchen paper and egg box. And this is a hybrid piece. This is grass clippings. It's also some paper that came through the post as a flyer, and also some nettle cordage in there, which is the outer material of a nettle stalk. Because it dries white in the sun on the beach, I'm going to have a little experiment with the type of seaweed. This is sea lettuce. Can't lie, it was a bit niffy in the car, so I had to double bag it, so I'm just going to give it a quick soak overnight. Right, I've got a few minutes to spare. I've got it out of the freezer. Let's see what we can do with it. Well, it's not quite as green as when I put it in the freezer, but that still looks usable, and thankfully it's not smelly. But despite copious rinses, it's still going to need another wash through or two, because you can see here there's still debris, like this little bit of shell. I've just put some bicarb in with it, and then I'm going to use some rice water to bind it. And now to add the rice water. The idea for this came from a social media guy called Spicy Moustache, who's worth following if you see him. So even with all the rinsing, there's still tiny little bits of debris in there, and even with all the chopping and blitzing, it's still quite chunky, but we'll keep going. Well, I've had it outside for about 3 days. We've had a little bit of sun on and off, but we're having a totally rubbish summer at the moment. It's starting to lighten, so from that point of view, yeah, it might have worked, but as you can see, it's not made particularly good paper. That's why we're talking about experiments. This is a lime leaf piece I made. It's got its own mucilage like mallow, so I thought, okay, well, that's 2 birds with 1 stone. Paper's not particularly good, and the trouble is, it was very sticky and it wouldn't come off the backing. So you've got to try these things, haven't you? So just to finish off, this is the galling that I've made that's in the other video that goes with this one.